Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question of the night. Does anyone care about this whole Phyllis faking her death on The Young and the Restless? Because I'm going to be honest, this has got to be seriously like the worst, laziest writing I've seen in a very long time. But I want to know from you, what are your thoughts? What's good, Jonathan? Thank you for, oh, well, how you doing tonight, Jonathan? I actually forgot my own intro. You know what it is also, Jonathan? I'm still not used to you being here this early. So it actually threw me off. There is Mel is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Mel? Thank you for joining. Yeah, that's that's why I said I was like, I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan, that actually threw me off. How you doing tonight, Don? Thank you for joining. Makai's in the chat, Joy's in the chat. What's good, Blackmon? Thank you for joining. How is everyone doing tonight? Laura B's in the chat. Ariana's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. You know, I'm gonna try to watch. Well, no, I'll probably watch tomorrow's episode at like 5 in the morning while I'm getting dressed and getting ready for work. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna be honest. I'm doing good, Jonathan. How you doing tonight? Actually, having something different tonight. As far as my usual menu, I figure I'll try to go a little healthy. You know, every now and then. And I got this stuff, which is like I haven't had this in way too long. Ayana says, "Good, hoping you had." Oh, actually, I did. I did, Mel. Actually, I had a really good day. Yeah, so I figured I'd try some vegetables and stuff like that. Because not gonna lie, I actually kind of sat there. I was like, "How do I eat these?" But yeah, now like usual, because I'm not on YouTube, I can't do polls because I've got to figure that out. But yeah, Black Man, yeah. Vegetables. I didn't see that coming. But I did sit there and say I was going to get some vegetables yesterday in the members live members live stream. Johnson says, based on your Jesus review, I'm thinking maybe you should skip Jesus week and days instead. Yeah, I'm thinking about that too, Jonathan. I think that's actually a really good idea. Yeah, yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Thank you, Jonathan. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tomorrow because I have work till like 3 and everything's just going to be off. But moving forward, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it ain't good. And I even sat there and sent my review. I was like, yeah, I may actually have to hand over the keys to Brock TV. But yeah, I think that's actually a really good idea. So we'll see. Because B&B's numbers was not looking good today. But also it was funny that Brady walked in and thought, yeah, you know what? Yes. There's some things I actually did want to sit there and talk about on Days of Our Lives that it just really blown me. Ariana says, going to vegetables and from time to time is good. Yeah. I was like, you know what, let me try it out. I mean, yeah. I did say, like I said I was going to sit there and try it yesterday because I honestly tried you on it, try to mix it up a little bit, you know. Laura B says, no, she's moving slow. I hope it's good. It didn't even happen today. What's good, Dolly? Thank you for joining. Joy said, why did Finn save Sheila? I hope Lee does her. Yeah, Dolly, gotta Trying a little bit of healthiness, like my says there, meat on the plate. No. I'm gonna have some hot dogs later on, so I'm gonna mix it in. I'm gonna have some hot dogs tonight. So yeah, and honestly, to tell you the truth, I've been eating that for a very long time. Even when I looked at, it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember these things. These are greens, right? Like people eat these normally. I was actually sitting there thinking about putting some hot sauce in it, but I was like, nah. Um, Johnson said she should do an underground wrestling storyline. It should do something. The sad thing, it was good, Dolly. Was good, Makai. Thank you for joining. Makai says Phyllis is pulling Diane's son faking her death. I want to see how this is supposed to play out. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. It's really sad. They didn't even actually do anything nurses ball related. They didn't sing. They didn't do anything. It was just nothing. Mel says I called it that Bill and Kate weeping going to get together. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. I was confused. Kyrie's is in the chat. What's good, Kyrie's? No, I gotta see something. Maybe I can't see it on mine, but I'm gonna check anyway though. Nikisha's in the chat. What's good, Nikisha? Lobby says, so you think Phyllis faked her death? Yeah. So thank you, Nikisha. I am gonna actually have some meat later on, but last days in the chat was good. Last day. Joshua says Victor's plan A. Yeah, no, I went to this because I was like, listen, it was really generous, and I really do thank you, Nikisha, for that. So Kyrie says the young and Russ's was 100%. Yeah. As here's the thing, as annoying as now Blackmon says, so who would Carter go? Of course, Johnson. Of course, he did. But at this point, Jage was so bad that it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter. Oh, I missed a comment. In case Albert, you just made me squirrel all those vegetables. Your body's gonna love it. You really just made. Well, thank you, Nikisha. No, I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, I want to thank you for what you did yesterday. Um, I haven't had. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't had vegetables in years, like years. So I figure I switch it up every now and then. Baby steps. But thank you, Nikisha. Thank you again. And Joy says, can anyone explain Phyllis endgame and order for Diane to go to jail? Then she has to stay gone. If she comes back, then Diane is out and she is deprived. They need to make it make sense. Joy, none of this makes sense. And the worst part of it is all this stuff is being told secondhand. The minute that they said that the ambulance exploded, I was like, oh, the ambulance exploded. Wow. Wow. What are we gonna do with that? It was one of those things where it was like, are you kidding me? And then the driver had to come in and sit there and tell the whole thing. I'm like, honestly, here's the thing. YNR, I enjoy stuff in YNR, most of it. But I'm gonna be honest, that was probably the most irritating thing in the episode. Nikisha, I think the writers are writing Phyllis out of the storyline like a few years ago when they had her in a coma. Yeah, Kyrie says I fast forward almost every scene of Jay's today. Only watched the Ava and Portia and Ava and Austin. Everything else was skippable quick at the very end. Same, Kyrie's. Same. Jess is in the chat. What's good, Jess? Oh, of course, Mel. I mean, yeah, Mel. Of course, she's not dead. And here's the thing. Those that they're reading comments and stuff like that. What's good, Jess? And what's good, Becky D? Yeah, exactly. An hour of absolutely nothing. And I felt so bad for the woman that was being like the host or whatever because it was hell scenes was tough to watch. What's good, Gemini? Just said I love Josh Dress and her Trina and Jordan look the best to me. Yeah, listen, they have vanity points, so I give them that. They didn't have anything else going on, and I mean literally nothing else going on. Shauna's in the chat. What's good, Shauna? Oh yeah, no, Jonathan. Yeah, no, Kate's not dead. Kate's not dead. Both Jordan and Portia look good. Both Jordan and Valerie's in the chat. What's good, Valerie? I'm here for it. Johnson said Jordan looked better than anybody did. I mean, they all. Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, that was literally it. Like I said, listen, I was not going to give. At this point, everyone knows how I feel about Joss. The girl was on point today, though. Joss said, notice how they didn't show Sasha. She definitely pregnant. Ariana said Jordan needs a man. Well, they're gonna sit there. And what's good, Gemini? I think I said hi to you when you first came in the chat, but I'm like 3 seconds away from throwing this phone into the wall. And it's like I declined the call, then they called back. Gary said, "Yeah, Josh pretty on the outside, but riding on the inside." Well, I mean, Gary, I was, that was me being nice. Shauna says everyone about Phyllis. Shauna says everyone about Phyllis needs to have a seat. Listen, Phyllis was an annoying whack job. Her children treated her accordingly, and now everyone's not there crying, and it's just so stupid. Nikisha, remember when Lulu had that big ass? Well, yeah, but Nikisha, here's the thing: with Lulu, it was worse. Okay, because they weren't trying to use any sort of camera tricks. They weren't they trying to do any sort of dark clothing and stuff like that. Oh yeah, no, Black Man, he's actually doing a lot better. Thank you for asking, by the way. More since they're trying to get him to go to sleep a little bit earlier, to get his rest, but he's up to his old self, so I'm happy. Thank you for asking, Black Man. I appreciate that. Chris is in the chat. But yeah, no, with Lulu, it was 1,000 times worse. Well, last year when she was pregnant, or the year before that, they weren't trying any fancy camera tricks or anything like that. She just looked like she was ready to pop at any moment, and it's like the definition of laziness. They just, I don't even want to think about that. Johnson says, "Who do you find more insufferable, Phyllis and YNR or Nina?" Um, Honestly, Jonathan, yeah, that's a really good question. Damn. Maybe Phyllis. Maybe Phyllis. Phyllis may actually, I'm not gonna lie, Phyllis may actually be worse on some level than than Nina. I gotta think about that one. Oh yeah, no, Kyrie's just for a couple of days. Yeah, he had a cold. It took him a while to kind of get better, but he's up to his old self now. So yeah, at least that they had poor Lulu looking like a giant bag of. It was so bad. It was so bad. Thank you for asking, Kyrie. Um, but yeah, he's doing a lot better now. So Johnson says then when the same actress. Johnson says then when the same actress played Nina. Now Ariana says Nina. It's a tough one because there's times when Nina has gotten on my nerves, but Phyllis is worse. Maybe it's because Phyllis just has these outbursts that just never seems like the end. And it just seems like it's so exhausting for Michelle Stanford just be going on and on and on. Yeah, Phyllis may actually be a little more irritating. Yeah, but Kyrie, who's worse though? Mikhail says, "How about do you like Jack with Diane or Phyllis?" I've never really been a coupling person, but I would go with Diane. Easily Diane. Phyllis is just annoying. I really had to think about that for a hot minute. Yeah, Phyllis is annoying. Jesus Christ, that woman's annoying. How did anyone actually put up with it? Shauna says, "Kate kids." Yeah, I was. Shauna, I was just as surprised. I was like, what? Nikisha, I think you're like the second person or maybe the third person that said that. But can you see how we're glad your dad's feeling better? There's a upper respiratory thing that's taking people weeks to get over. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Becky. Did it just seemed like it was more of a cold than anything else? Like one of those colds where it's like you need to literally just like lay down for a little bit and just kind of chill out. Krista said Phyllis because Nina behavior can be explained by yes. Funny, Krista. I think he was actually in DC's live stream. I remember them saying that. Hmm. It's Becky did. Here's the thing. I may have to sit there and take y'all opinion because y'all been watching a lot longer than me. Curry said, Curry said probably Phyllis for right now, but Nina has her moments too. Like remember when she bragged and when she borrowed him before she found out Willow was her daughter. Yes, yes, I do remember that. Johnson says, well, it's pretty clear that Bo is no longer taking orders from Megan, but he's not back to it. Johnson, here's my whole thing with Bo. This guy's sitting there talking about how he wants to build an empire. Or for what? You are literally living in a shack. What on what level? I'm trying to figure out. Does Bo? He has these grandiose plans of building an empire, and I'm just like, how? I'm a Kyriakis. Yeah, you need something called Kyriakis money. None of that makes any sense. None. None. Like Valerie, Shauna said Lucy on her way to the ball. Yep. Oh, that's funny, Valen. Lucy better still. Because you said Nina does not get her facts straight. Remembers how she told everyone that. Remember how she told everyone that Willow and TJ. Yeah, that's true. And Nikisha, she does like to sit there and revise history. That's something else that's really annoying too. Gemini says Lucy is so annoying me more than usual. Well, yeah, Gemini, it's they're being extra with her. What's good, Dave? Thank you for joining. Nikki said, I think Lucy may die. I was gonna sit there and say I doubt that, but maybe you got some sources that I don't know about. Shauna says Phyillis some when laugh Phyllis some when laughing at them. Johnson says Bo was never a businessman, he was a cop. Yeah, I feel a lot of the stuff just not really and today's episode wasn't really that good on Days of Our Lives. It wasn't terrible, but it was like just as I hope she does, but I don't think so. I don't well, Jesus. Yes, I don't think she will either. It's not really tracking. And Harrison today was annoying. Andrew was like, all right, well, you're a free man, you can leave. And Harris was like, well, what about those two bodies that I killed? What about those two people? They ain't doing anything. I'm like, bro, do you, do you actually like staying in this box? Because I would just, I'm like, bro, you want to tell yourself some more? Like, nothing makes sense. Gemini said Lucy's not going to die. Yeah, yes, I agree. I can't stand Lucy anymore. Every time I see Lucy, I turn her off. Nikki said, let's all bow our heads and pray for whatever character we see. Nikki, this is why I want you to sit there and do reviews. I think it would be perfect. Those says I didn't like the Stephen stuff, the phone call with Kayla. Yeah, I was like, Dolly, it was so annoying. She kept repeating herself louder and louder. I'm like, you do realize that Bo is not that far. He probably doesn't want you using his phone, and you keep just being louder. I'm in Greece. No, I'm in Greece. I'm like, this is so stupid. I wish I actually had more time to sit there and do the review on days because I would have did it. I didn't think. Here's the thing. I didn't think that GH was actually going to be this bad. It was bad. Like it was bad. I may actually need like a week off. I don't. I gotta see how tomorrow plays out because I said Lucy has always played that character even when Laura and Bobby were sleeping with her man. Chloe says you could hear her perfectly until she said, your Uncle Bo's alive. Yeah. But again, the whole thing though, it was just this whole story with Bo just doesn't sit right. Makai says I think Tracy's coming. Yeah, she is. Well, from what I hear, Black Mom says something. See, this is Black Mom's okay. Johnson says Paul most likely be back to his old self when he sees home. Yeah, this story is not it's not working. Gemini says I miss days when Stefano was on the show. He was so bad, it was good. Yeah, I heard stories about him. It was definitely legendary. Last days GH was terrible too. Yeah, it was awful. And here's the thing: the worst part about GH that nothing really happened of importance. Nothing really happened of importance. Not one damn thing. Here's the thing. What's good, Solomon? Oh yes, Christy, you're right about that. Just that I'm tired of Helena. I feel like that's blasphemy. I feel like that's blasphemy among the General Hospital fans to sit there and say anything negative about Helena. I just want to throw that out there, Jess. Krista said probably to complete that video from last year. Chloe says I like the post brainwash ball, but they have Bo and Hope for such a short time that they shouldn't. That is very true, Dolly. That is that is very true. And actually said anything better. Harry says I think Helena's coming back as a ghost. You know what? You're probably right. I mean, the thing is, Kyrie's. There was a point I wasn't watching. So can somebody tell me how Helena actually died? Because I'm generally confused by that. But I mean, that would make a lot of sense, Kyrie's. Instead of just her coming back in the flesh and everything. Okay. Rams TV's in the chat. Rams TV said this Phyillis storyline is stupid. Didn't she learn anything from when Victor did the exact same thing? Really? Oh, okay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Kyrie's. All right, thank you, thank you, everyone. Yeah, okay. Because it was a point I wasn't watching. So he says, I'm just waiting for Megan to walk into the mirror. Dolly, I'm 150% with you. I'm 150% with that. Jamil said, Victor is childlike like, compared to Helena. Helena used to get into your head and terrorize you. Nikki said fake Nicholas killed Helena so she couldn't reveal that he was fake Nicholas. Here's the thing. At least it made sense later on, because I do remember the guy named what's his name, Connor Bishop or something like that, and it never really made sense to how they looked alike. But they did fix it later on. It was years later on that I wasn't watching it, but it did happen later on. Ariana says Helena was going to poison Nicholas, and turned. he turned on her with a cup of poison tea. Hmm. Rams TV, how have you been though? It's been a hot minute since I've seen you in chat. It is really great to see you. I wish I would see you more in the live streams, the members live streams. Krista said Connie Bishop was killed by Emily. Yeah, given what Connor did to Emily, I was so okay with that. I was so okay with that for real. So Jakaris is in the chat. What's good, Jakaris? Let's everyone say what's up to Jakaris. It's been a hot minute. You have been missed. How have you been? Nikisha, yeah. That's the storyline I want to tell that Marcus Nicholas is. I love it. Shana says that's why he threatened Victor. He killed Helena and will kill him too. How's everything going, Jakaris? How's life? How's the reviews? And how's the picture going? How's the painting going? Gemini says Helena made Laura leave Nicholas and run for her life. Then she sent Alexis away and Valentine away. Also, Helena also used Valentine's sperm and implanted in Lulu. She was a mess. Yeah. Grumpy, the last couple of times I joined the chat is just ended. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Grams. We gotta get you back in there, though. I know my battery has been having issues, but I fixed that now, so hopefully I get to see you again. Have a good night, Kyrie's. It was a pleasure to sit there and see you in the chat, as always. Let's see something. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to do it a little bit differently next time then. Because I was trying to put up the uh-huh. Okay, well, that was stupid. We're gonna have to work something out. So Gemini says Orbrick and her baby daddy used to work for Helena. Faison, right? I think that's his name. Gemini. I think that's what you're talking about. Faison. It says I was just thinking. I'm still trying to process Eddie Winslow playing Malcolm. Winters on Why Not? Even years later, all were the actor's choice bad during that time? What? Katie says Katie knows Bill wants her because Brooke's not available. And she still kissed him anyways. That's still. Jakara says, I just finished the painting and sent it to American Stimulus, and life has been good. Also, I loaded 3 videos. Nice. I am. I'm in awe of you, Jakaris. You are. I'm in awe. So I don't want to sit there and say like I'm proud of you, like because I feel like that's condescending, but it's. I'm just happy for you. Let's put it that way. What's good, Ron? Thank you for joining. Gemini said, "Yeah, Faison, he was a hot mess. He sounded like he was a hot mess." That's right. It was Becky D's birthday this weekend. Monique's in the chat. Monique said, "At this point, I don't care what happens to Phyllis. She is letting her hatred for Diane control her to the point where she had no one in her corner except for Jeremy, but he has his own agenda." Yeah. Summer says, "Yeah." Albert and Cindy Brady was playing the teacher of Billy, daughter, or some son cast. Like, what? Krista says, I think Kevin is going to go dark. You know, it's funny, Krista. I could have swore I saw you and JOJ Media's live stream on Sunday. And him and Frank and Matt, they were talking about that. So I totally forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, Krista. Guys said today's episode of Days of Tragic. I'm not reviewing that. Yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't great. It wasn't terrible, but sounds good, Jakars. Well, I'm gonna be watching, so just keep doing your thing and keep being amazing. I'm in awe. John says I like the look on Lee's face when Sheila tried to attack her. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That whole episode, I did enjoy that part though. Well, not just that part. The fact that I actually tell you the truth, I actually like the fact that Finn saved Sheila. You know, I really did. It really was a testament to his upbringing. And also, I mean, come on, I don't want Sheila to die. Can't have Sheila die. I mean, she's on contract. I don't know if that means anything anymore. Johnny says Finn is so gullible because he will have to deal with Sheila from now on. Well, He's also a good person too. So Ron says Phoenix said that people online thinking that Sheila's going, but he said Kimberly Brown isn't going anywhere because there's two more. You know, Ron, I'm starting to sit. Here's the thing: I'm starting to sit there and wonder about this whole contract thing. I am. I'm starting to wonder about the whole contract thing. Also to know that everything that Jeremy said was true. That you shut Phyllis out. Uh, Phyllis actually pushed a lot of people away, so it is. I wouldn't sit there and really go on his on Jeremy's word. Nikisha, listen, the look on Steffi's face, the overacting was just hilarious. Now, Monique says Jeremy probably had Phyllis locked away somewhere now that they are married. She won't be complied to testify against him. That's, that's actually true. Krista said, I think the fire code in Maxie's overlooked. I do, Krista. I could have sworn. I remember you saying that in the last live stream. Somebody else said that too. You're not the only person. That actually may play out. Shauna says Sheila tried to kill all of them with a smile on her face. Yeah, this is what happens when you're a good person and you have a good upbringing. Black Message member Jordan, who played Ray on YNR, had just signed a new 3-year deal, and they let him go. Yeah, exactly, Black Man. That's what I'm sitting there. That's what I'm sitting there saying. I was like, I don't know if contracts hold up like they used to. Because Black Man, you're exactly right. Graham says Stephen and Kayla whole conversation was in the way. Gemini says Monique had a Netflix special coming out Tuesday while back to the program. I'm not even gonna go with that. But it is what it is, so good for her. Laura B says, I don't know Jeremy well, but something is not right with that man. Of course it's not right about that man. He's a villain. Dude's literally a villain. Krista says I should be a writer. You should. I think here's the thing. I think most of the people, I feel like everyone in here could probably write some better stories. Nikki said I saw Blaze in the preview. We're gonna have to hear her awful. Uh, well, that's what the mute button's for. That's what the mute button's for. Gemini says Jeremy acting is so bad. You don't like his acting? Ooh, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going with that one. Certain topics I don't touch. Jeremy says I want JT to come back so bad. JT, you mean who's JT by the way, Jeremy? Krista says I think Blaze reminds me of Punky Brewster. Krista, didn't they do a show about Punky Brewster? Like, wasn't she supposed to come back? Whatever happened to that show? I'm actually glad you said that because I was sitting there wondering about that show. Johnson says I want to write for days. You do you when you were sitting there telling us about your other story that you was doing the supernatural soap opera. I was like, yeah, I think you can do it. Jimmy says when JT gets out. Oh, okay. That's what he was. I was like, I didn't know who JT was. China says didn't Maxie tell Brooklyn about a loophole in the NDA? Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Yep, that's what it was, Jonathan. Because I knew you snitched. That's what I was like, yo, no, you be really good. Oh, okay, though. Yeah, that seems about right. Just like that Vampire Academy. Yep, Grand City. Yeah, I was just sitting there reading that. That seemed about right, Grand City. I don't even know what to say about it. You notice that? I mean, granted, I never watched it as a kid, so it wasn't like I was like, oh my god, they got cancer. It was just like, oh, okay, that seems about right. Jimmy says JT was Victoria's husband on YNR and he caused her havoc. Yeah. Becky D said JT Hellstrom was Victoria's true love. Until she wasn't. I mean, until he wasn't. And then he was a nightmare to deal with. Johnson says, do you think so writers could work virtually? I don't see why not. Why would they actually need to be in the an office for? And Netta's in the chat. What's good, Netta? Dolly says I kind of like the Vampire Academies. That one stung. Yeah, I also liked Legacy season 4, and they canceled that. So yeah, I'm still pissed off about that. Lord B says like a Marvel superhero. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Lord B? When he says they are also real life husband and wife. Oh, okay. Hey, then I can see why they was able to get him back. Ron says nurse's ball should report it for. Ron says the nurse. What? Ron says the nurse should report it for deliberate neck. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yes, yes, that's very true, Lord. Yes. Okay. It took me a second. Dolly says, speaking of Marvel, I'm trying to pick a new X-Men avatar for my main X-Men for my avatar. There's so many. There's so many. I don't even really have one. There's just literally too many. Well, Dolly, well, actually, tell you the truth, who is actually your favorite Marvel? Who is your favorite Marvel character? That's what I'm curious about. Who's your favorite Marvel character? And I'm gonna be honest, it's very hard to lock that down. Johnson says, if that may be, I should look into being an office writer for days, and that could potentially pave the way for. Yeah, I'm being dead ass serious. That I think that's a really good idea, Jonathan. Jimmy says nurse supposedly she would have to prove neglect because Sheila is alive. Cherie's in the chat. What's good, Cherie? Sorry for lurk or disappeared listening and getting settled for my yeah. Oh no, it's all good, Cherie. Hope you had a good day. Always great to see you in the chat. It seems like that, Monique. And always says I'm an X-Men fan, so I like the obscure ones. My favorite is Scythe, who is my avatar. So is it Psylocke? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I don't know who that character is. Maybe that's why that's why it's that obscure. Because see, like for me, I will pick Psylocke. I'll pick Psylocke because well, I like Psylocke or Iceman. I'll pick Iceman. Gemini says Bill and Taylor would be an interesting couple. You know, Taylor and Deacon, I felt like they were teasing people with that. Jonathan says Audrey is a snake and Victoria, yeah, sink. Oh, who's that? that I've never heard of that character before. And then it says when will Harrison see his real? I don't think Kate has his real father. Who also Ashman called before he died, saying, "I need your help." Also, he is still alive. I bet. Yeah, I mean, everything happened off screen. So listen, if we don't see it on screen, it didn't happen. It literally did not happen. Monique said it like Hawkman, he has no powers like the other Marvel characters. All he has is a bow and an arrow and great combat skills. Yes, Monique, just like Green Arrow. It's that you. I do like that show though. Yeah, it's just called Hawkeye. I didn't think about that. That's actually a really good show, by the way. Jenna said, surprised Vicky has not fired Audra. Yeah, but it would have to be like a specific. Well, would it have to be a reason, or is she just Victoria? She just fires people just because. Justice if ever expect a new Damaris. Hmm. Yeah, Lobby. I like Hawkeye. Dolly says he he's this really cool brother who can link up to other people and use their powers, kind of like Rogue, but without touching. What? Oh, I'm gonna have to look into him, Dolly. I'm gonna have to look into them. I'm gonna have to look into him. I've never heard him before. I'm gonna have to try to find him. Ron says, no, Albert, I disagree with you, but happy that the writers dropped the story because nobody wants Deacon and Taylor. It's not interesting. Well, so Harris is right. He's right that he can't compete with Bo and Hope. Yeah, that's what I felt too. Now, Ariana says, I agree if I don't see it. Exactly. Blackmon said, who's your favorite superhero from both DC and Marvel? Well, Blackmon with DC is Superman. Marvel, there's just too many. There's way too many. I like Cap, I like Spider Man. I like way too many. Marvel is just too hard to sit there and pick one person. I can't do it. With DC, it's just very easy. What about you, Blackmon? And then it says B&B has become more boring every second. Josh got a sassy mouth and lots to learn when where Harrison see his real mom. Shauna says Archer's doing too much. Vicky. Well, yeah, here's the thing, Shauna. Whenever Audra talks to someone, you can just always tell it's very like she just seems like she's trying to manipulate you or lie to you. She says, I always felt like Gambit deserved more, so love. That is very true. I actually do like Gambit, sure. Mel says Victoria the Ice Princess not going to like Archer trying to bring. Yeah, I exactly, and that's another thing. Even I was gonna sit there and say Trevor. Even Tucker was like, that's not a good idea for so many reasons. Like you like your job, right? So yeah, that's not a good idea. Last says, why can't Taylor just leave and never ever? Are you're not a fan of Taylor? Black Mon says Superman, Iron Man, but way too many. Yeah, that's the thing. Black Mon with DC is very easy. Marvel, yeah. I mean, that's kind of good in a lot of ways, though. You just have so many different heroes that you can follow and stories and stuff. So she said Audra plays next. Oh, she does. Shuri says Superman is not for me. Were you more of a Batman person? I think you're more of a Batman person, Shuri. Usually, if people don't like Superman, they like Batman. And that said, more Lily having a good life, love enough of Sally and Nick. See, I was I was right. I was right. Dolly says they did a pretty good Gamma and Rogue book called Mr. and Mrs. X, who was remarried and had having adventures together. Dolly, did you I should have this. I should yeah, I did. Well, I mean, honestly, tell you, Cherie, usually people that don't like Superman like Batman. But Dolly, did you know that Magneto and Rogue had kids at one point? If you read that comic book, you know how they actually had kids. Mel says, I don't think Tucker wants to ruin a good thing. Yes, Audra. I mean, with Ashley just to help out, just to help Audra find TJ. I mean, JT. Well, also, Mel, you guys have to remember, Audra can always spill the beans about them sleeping together. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Ashley wouldn't like that. Sean says, I don't believe Audra lost Noah's baby. Yeah, I don't either. Yep, Dolly, and you remember how that was possible, right, Dolly? We're not going to say how, but just type yes if you know how that happened. Shauna says Tucker will do it because she owes him a favor. Gemini says JT problem was actually Victor. He couldn't understand how Victor never got in trouble for anything he does. Krista says I like the 90s Batman movies. Batman Forever is my personal favorite. Krista, that's the one with Val Kilmer, right? Or is it George Clooney? I'm assuming it's Val Kilmer. I could be wrong. Gemini says the baby was probably Tucker's baby because she was sleeping with Tucker also. Ooh. Johnson said, was Roe violated? Nope. No, 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 no. Jesus Christ. I don't even know if I should sit there and say how they wound up having children. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It literally makes zero sense. Even comic book wise, it makes zero sense. Krista says, love the Christopher Reeve Superman. I'm still trying to figure out was forever Val Kilmer now. Ron says, I don't think Nate would have Victoria arrested. Well, no. Okay, go. Okay, I want to make sure because I did watch it a long time ago. Gemini says Tucker paid for Audra's education and she repaid him by spying. And yeah, the last part sounds so bad, but yes. Siri says it's a zoo on YNR and Victoria Pier when she sees Nate. Audra hisses. Dolly, okay, I'm just gonna sit there and say it. So this dude used his magnetic force field around his body when he had sexual relations with Rogue as some sort of weird condom. There, I said it. Um, Jesus Christ, that sounds so weird saying out loud. The hell were they writing back then? Monique says whenever Victoria was in a relationship, her father always came first, and that was also JT's problem. How she let Victor control her life and put their relationship on hold for her father. Yeah. Yeah, I can see a lot of people being pissed off, but I mean, this dude, JT, was violent. Yeah, Jonathan, that's literally how it happened. Yep, Billy, that's actually how it happened. Yeah. Sheree says I don't have many comics and I have a few Marvel cards actually in some of his odds. Sheree, we are gonna get along so well. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna get along so well, Sheree. China says when Audra gets through, Nate don't want her. When Audra gets through, Nate don't want her. Ron says can't wait until Nikki and Victor learns about their daughter and Nate's are involved. Ron, what do you think that they're gonna do to Nate? I mean, I really want to hear your thoughts on that. Krista says I thought Batman Forever was less dark, and plus it had a cameo by Rebecca. Huh? Really? Are you serious? I mean, here's the thing, Crystal. I mean, well, I personally like the first two the best, as far as those is concerned. With I can't remember his name. I literally cannot remember his name. Just as I heard Days is getting close to airing the episode post John Ends. I'm looking forward to that. Seriously, what the hell is his name? The first two Batman movies, I can't remember his name. I feel like these vegetables actually doing something to my brain. I literally cannot remember his name. Yogi says, do yourself a favor and never read the Ultimates, aka Ultimate Avengers. You never look at Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Oh, Dolly, yeah, I've heard about that. I don't know what the hell they were actually thinking. Thank you, Jonathan. I don't know why I actually forgot his name. I still can't remember why. I still don't understand why I can't remember his name. Yeah, Sheree. Thank you, everyone. I just can't believe these women who should know better would share Nate like he's some bad. Well, Ron, he is kind of. I mean, he's not unattached, but Gemini said he was the best Batman to me. Gemini, you know what Batman actually really did like? Ben Affleck. I, there, I said it. I mean, of course, I like Michael Keaton, but Ben Affleck was actually a really good surprise in that movie. Shauna, Shauna says Victor don't like Vicky going behind his back. Gemini says I can't stand Ben as back. No, I get it. Trust me, I get the hate of them. Krista says I like Michael Keaton as Batman, but I like the feel of the third one. Yeah, no, I get that, Krista, because it is more lighter. I get it. I'm more like I like a lot of the dark stuff. So, like for me, that stuff works. And honestly, tell you, I mean, granted, Val Kilmer was not the worst Batman. It was pretty decent. I forgot who also was in it though. Who was his love interest? Oh, Nicole Kidman. Yeah, all right. Shauna says Devon asked Abby to move in. I'm not mad. I'm not mad either, Shauna. I'm like, yo, listen, she's spending so much time over there. She might as well move in. Like, why the hell not? Save money on gas. Johnson said Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck will both. Yes, Jonathan. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that is literally the only DC movie I'm looking forward to. And I hate Warner Brothers, and I'm looking forward to it. And then it says if Nate and Victoria get it on, then they're always. And then it says if Nate and Victoria get it on, then there's always a doctor on call just in case of any. Yeah. Ron says Albert they're going to be very angry at Nate for getting involved with Victoria, but she is an adult. I mean, they're not going to do anything, you know. Ooh, he's going to be upset, and Nikki's going to be upset too. Eh. Jimmy says Batman is smart and society with a dark secret side, and Ben does not have it. Hmm. Yes, thank you, Doug. Yes. Johnson says, "Will you still hate Warner Brothers if Comcast ends up buying them?" You know, honestly, Jonathan, I feel like in a lot of ways, my hatred doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's more on a emotional level. Like it's not logical whatsoever. Yeah, if the people that are still that's still in charge, if there's new people in charge, then no. If it's the same people, then yes. But thank you, though. Yeah, she, listen, in that movie, she looked good. Mel says actually love Batman. Life as Michael Keaton was Kim Basinger or Basinger. I was never able to say her name right. China says Vicky is a hypocrite because ain't that why she fired Sally? Yeah. Mel says Vicky Vale was Bruce Wayne's love. Okay. I did hear about that. She was stunning back in the day, though. Kim Basinger? Basinger? I think that's how you pronounce her name. Says I know that I said that many times. I was hoping that. I feel like I should actually had a bottle of wine before I read this sentence. I know I said it many times. I was hoping that since Sheila is in the hospital, that she would have found out. Oh, Ron, at least you're consistent. I give you that. Gemini says Victoria don't like Sally because of Adam. Why? I don't understand that, Gemini. I mean, granted, I came in late to the game, but why does Victoria not like Sally because of Adam? I can see her not liking Sally because of Summer, but Adam? Last day said, anyone know who Jay and Mark? No. Yeah, no, Gemini, she was that chick back in the day. Have a good night, Dolly. Thank you for joining. Joshua says a year from we could be finding out if Comcast actually buys WB, and yes, it would be. Well, then, yeah, Jonathan, I'll be back on board. I'll be back on board. I would be back on board. I just don't like the people that's in charge because they just been making they've been making ass here's the thing, they've been making bad decisions for a long time. And I ignored all those bad decisions. And then they just started just making bad decisions on the CW shows, and I was like, all right, I'm out. Well, says my reason for saying that Sheila should be pregnant to see Finn never. No, I remember that. I remember you said that, Ron. I remember. I remember you said that. Trust me, something like that, I don't forget. But yeah, no, Jonathan, if they got new people in it, I'll be. Gosh, it's just like gutting animation. Yeah, yeah. Just a lot of decisions that they made had just not been good, you know. And I can't. You can only here's the thing. You can only justify a company's BS for so long. Like even me as a Leo, and I'm loyal as hell. But at some point, you're just like, yeah, bro, I can't rock with you anymore. Mel says on the Batman Return. I don't remember that. I'll actually have to sit there and watch that again. Just as that's what I've been saying. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, like I said, I'm with it. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, Gemini, then yeah, okay, I can understand that. I mean, I don't like Victoria, but I can understand that though. Okay, yeah, I'm not a fit, but yeah, if they do that, I'll be on board. Um, and I think she's like 60 or 70 some years old. Like, listen, I'm not gonna get you. You know what? It's his theory, and I'm gonna respect it. And I will just sit there and say that. Gemini says Victoria and Nikki never liked Adam because, gosh, Victor was in love with Adam's mom, and she was sweet. She sounded like she was sweet, Gemini. From the stuff that people told me and a little bit that I read, she sounded like she was, you know, very pure-hearted. Becky says she was way too old to have a baby. She's old enough. Yeah, exactly. Johnson says it's really hard to be a fan of Warner Brothers right now. It is. It is. It's and Johnson, I'm not gonna lie, there's some new DC cartoons that I'm just kinda like, I wanna watch it, but I'm like, they're not gonna support Warner Brothers and that's not, Adam's mom was named Hope. Yeah, I do remember somebody telling me that. Ron says, Barbara, this is a soap line and anything is possible. So what is your take on Sheila having a baby? I understand the age difference. It's gross, just to put it mildly. I'm not. Here's the thing, Ron. I can't picture somebody that's like 60 something years old having a child. I know it's possible. Okay, I'm not. I know it's possible, but it's. I mean, listen. I'm not gonna sit there and tell people what to do. I'm just saying, for me, yeah, I'm not picturing that. And if I am, it's not positive. Gemini says in Victoria purchased Adam's mom farm and used to visit her constantly during he and Nikki marriage until she passed away. Wow. I can yeah. She definitely sounds like one of those um very rare love of lifetimes kind of women. Thank you, Shauna, for telling me. When did she actually say that? Shauna, you mean Monique's birthday is tomorrow? All right. Well, you know what? I got her name, so I'll put a post in there. Johnson says if Adam and Sally baby is a girl, she might name her after Hope. I feel like it will be a girl. I do. I feel like it will be a girl. Gemini says Victor wanted to stay with Hope and give up his company, but Hope sent him back to Genoa City. Why did she do that, Gemini? Oh, okay, comedy special. Okay. You know, Sean, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was somebody's birthday, but wow. I have no ill will towards her. So make that money, do your thing, whatevs. Um, Johnson says Hope was also blind, literally. Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember people telling me that. Gemini says Adam was definitely wanted to. Yeah, no, I can totally see that. That's what I was meant to say. Honestly, tell you, Gemini, this is actually really good because now I'm sitting. I feel like it's going to be a girl because of those reasons. So hell, at least we could sit there and say we called it or somebody called it. I'm not going to take credit, but I'll just sit there and say people in the chat called it. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to sit there and end the live stream right here just because I got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, I always call Tuesdays hell day because it's literally hell just waking up and getting to work on time. Victor was a big businessman. Hope told him being on the farm is her life, not his. Hope wanted to stay on her farm because it was comfortable for her. It makes sense. It makes sense, Jim. And I can. It's weird because I haven't, I don't know this character, but it seems like something she would say. Have a good night, Shauna. Thank you for joining. Johnson said, I think Adam will end up delivering the baby. That would be interesting if it does happen, but I feel like if it does, it's going to be off screen, and then that's just going to be another headache. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Have a good night, Becky D. Gemini says Hope was not into the money like Nikki, of course. Well, Ron, I wouldn't sit there and say the other characters are boring, but I do like Sheila. Though. Have a good night. Have a good night, Black Man. Have a good night, Becky D. Janet. Ah, the amazing Janet is in the chat. The beautiful, amazing Janet is in the chat. I am so sorry. Jeremiah is in the chat. I know it's the Havlin. The Havlin. I do recognize that now. It was great. Have a good night, Laura B. Yeah. I felt so bad though, Janet, because you just came in. Yes, Janet, because I'll be on longer tomorrow. So I hope I get to see you tomorrow, Janet. Have a good night, Ariana. Have a good night, Black Man. Have a good night, Becky D. Oh no, I get it. I get it. Trust me, Janet. It is always a blessing to see you. So I really do look forward to seeing you tomorrow, though. Exactly, Annette. Exactly. Annette. Annetta. Yes, Annetta. Yes, it will be, Janet. And you'll be a part of that because, whenever you're in the chat, it's always really great. This channel has 4 stories. Hmm? Yep, that's right, Janet. See you mañana. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you again for joining. This was so much fun. Let's see one thing now. Some Mm. All right, well, I'm gonna have to figure it out. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Have a great night, Ron. Have a great night, everyone. This was so much fun. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Um, be a lot longer, and hopefully, if I'm not too tired, but we're gonna work it out. We're gonna have a lot of fun tomorrow. So, and I'll actually be up, be able to actually stay up a little bit, well, a lot later tomorrow since I'm off the next day. So, have a good night, Monique. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Um, I'll see everyone for a longer stream tomorrow.